at night because I get to stare at all of your happy faces and we kind of get to celebrate our wins and touch base on what our plans are. So we have a jam-packed night. I'm super excited. I always love our speakers every Monday night. But tonight, we are going to walk away with some pretty amazing skills that we're seeing some huge impact in changing the industry, changing and growing business in North America. So tonight, you're going to get some really great tips from our top speaker. But before we dive into that, let me go ahead and go over some announcements with you. I want to just start off tonight with our loyalty promos. I can't believe it, but June is almost a thing of the past, but you do have a little bit more time to check out this deal. It is Go Time Energy. It's 20% off. This is such a great on-the-go energy. One thing I love about this product that makes it unique is a lot of energy drinks have green tea, or healthy energy drinks are based on green tea. This one is yerba mate. So if you know anything about yerba mate, has dozens and dozens of health benefits, tastes great, it's inexpensive, it's nice to just throw in your bag on the go. So you do have until the 30th on that. Up next, we decided to extend our Father's Day special through the end of June. So you still have a little bit more time on this. If you have been wanting to try the Rapid Fuel, now is a great time to do so, because you are going to get a free gift with purchase, and it is the strip. Now, let me just tell you what the strip is. It is an all-natural pain strip that when it adheres to your skin, the warmth from your skin activate the natural botanicals in it that really create a nice numbing, soothing effect. There are 15 pain patches in this that can also be cut apart and used in smaller areas. So take a look at this, and remember, you've got a few more days on this. Kristen White did a fabulous Shop Live all about performance, and she really goes into detail on the Rapid Fuel. So if you're curious, you want more details, of course, you can always download a fact sheet, or you can check out the Shop Live that Kristen White did. Okay, I'm going to give you a little sneak peek. Starting tomorrow, we have our Purity Multi-Effect Air Purifier for a limited time, 15% off and free shipping. And we are partnering with Canada. Canada launched theirs today. We have had this recommended to us time and time again with all of the wildfires that are happening right now in Canada, and they're starting to make their way over to the East Coast. This machine is incredible for smoke, bacteria, all sorts of pollutants in the air. You can read more about it on the fact sheet, but this is one that Deanna Latson swears by this machine. Last month, or I think the month before, Dr. Ginger did a Shop Live going through all of the benefits. It is fantastic. So take advantage of that free shipping. We do have limited quantity, so it is going to be first come, first serve, July 27th through the 30th. And speaking of Shop Live, we have a fantastic Shop Live plan for this Wednesday at 1:00 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. It will be live with Dr. Crystal Vance, and we are going to be talking about men's health, focusing on Renew, Burn, and Venali. You know, we do a lot of focusing on women's health as we age, especially with hormones, but men's health is equally important, and hormones affect men just as much, although in different ways. So Dr. Crystal is going to give us some great tips for growing as we age and getting older, but not feeling older, making the most of our lives and feeling young and being active. So please share the link, join us. Remember, if you want to share a Shop Live link, you can select it from any drop-down menu in the shopping cart or back office. It'll say Shop Live. Remember, when you click the share button, it creates a unique link just for you. That means anybody that watches it and purchases something with that link, you will receive all of the commissions just like you would any other sale. So take a look at that, and I'm excited to see everybody on Wednesday. Okay, so I want to, without further ado, jump into our speaker for tonight. You guys, you probably have seen the notice go out about our speaker tonight, but he's been an industry leader for over 2 decades. Not only has he found considerable, I'm gonna stop sharing my screen just a second. Sorry about that. I just realized I was staring. Nope. Anthony, am I sharing? Yes or no? Okay, good. Woo. All right. I want to make sure. He's been able to find a considerable financial success in this industry. But the thing I love most about this speaker is that he has gone on to share what he has learned and help others change their lives. As a former football coach, he has mentoring in his blood, and he is an incredible servant leader. Not only does he mentor and coach from the stage, but this man is somebody that's going to be in the trenches alongside you. He is an incredible leader. And in fact, he is actually growing one of the fastest growing teams in North America. He is a member of our Partners Council, a Vision Award winner, and a founder. And we are so honored to hear tonight from Todd Rowland. Welcome, Todd. Hopefully we've been able to unmute you. So one of the reasons, while we're waiting for Todd to come on, one of the reasons—
Okay, I got you now.
Hey, we got you. Todd, one of the reasons I wanted to have you on tonight, other than I always love the little golden nuggets that I get, is you are really changing the game in the US. Retail sales have been super popular in other markets. They've never quite caught on in the States. But this is something that you are finding tremendous success with right now. And so I wanted to just turn the time over to you. I know that you've invited a few people from your team to speak as well, but take the stage, Todd.
Thank you, Kristine, and thank you for all those kind words. But, being a football coach, there's one thing you learn really quickly. You're a decent football coach with decent athletes. You're a bad football coach with bad athletes, and you're a great football coach with great athletes. And what changed the dime of the retail sales was not Todd Rowland. It was, we had some great athletes show up. I live here in Florida. There was a little high school just north of Jacksonville. It was called Yulee High School. I think AJ's with us tonight. He's a coach there in South Georgia, not far from Yulee. But they had a running back show up there as an 8th grader, and they did not lose a game until he graduated. That running back's name was Derrick Henry. They had never been very good before he arrived, and they really haven't been that good since he left. So it a lot of times is a single person that shows everyone that something can be done. If you follow sports at all, it's the only thing. I always say I'm good at 2 things: network marketing and football. Get me out of those 2 subjects and I can get really dumb really quick. But if you do follow sports, it was like 100 years that marathon runners or long distance runners were trying to break that mile under 4 minutes. And finally, I think his name was Jonathan Baxter. I cannot remember the name quickly, but finally somebody did it. And now there's a lot of high school kids that are in that 4-minute range. You're not going to college if you're not around 4 minutes. You don't even, like, breaking 4 minutes now is not that big a deal. It showed what can be done. So Alondra or Anthony, whoever's in charge, I don't know if we could put all 4 girls up at the same time. We have an order, but they might play off each other. But that would be Robin Brown Perrone, that would be Misty Isis, and that would be Sherry Keye and Kristen Doyle. There are a lot more. Ashley Antley was supposed to be here with us tonight, but their business is moving so fast. I think they probably signed up about 30 new brand partners in the last 4 days. And they began buying a box of drops from Robin Brown Perrone. So if anybody can get them highlighted or not, but if they can't, Robin, I'm coming to you first. Hopefully you can get unmuted and join me here. But Robin, there was a guy, this guy was not a nutrition guy, nor was he a network marketer. He ran a bulldozer for a living. And I met him when we were running the Catalyst Club. His name is Walt. And Walt told me that there was this great girl over in his little town, which if you're from a big city, you would never know how to get to this town. It is in the absolute middle of nowhere. There is nothing there that you would recognize. No fast food restaurant, no anything. And Robin avoided us for a really long time. She set an appointment. She was polite enough to let me know she wasn't going to show up, but she did ghost me on text and calls at that point. But finally, about 6 weeks later, Walt got her connected, and we met with Walt and her and my wife. We met at her kitchen table at her house. She's a mom of 4 girls, and she's a bodybuilder by not a professional, but she competes. And the only thing Robin said, she made it very clear she was too busy to do this, and she made it very clear, and I could see in her eyes there wasn't great interest. All she said was, "I eat chicken and broccoli, and I swim in cold water. I do all these things. And in my competitions, I can never get the last 10 pounds off now that I'm in my 50s. If I could lose my last 10 pounds, I could sell them." And lo and behold, she did, without my help, without anybody's help. Nobody told her what to do. But she's now sold over 500 boxes. But more important than that, she now has an army of women that I would imagine are approaching about 4,000 retail boxes sold at this point, all through social media. So Robin, would you mind real quick sharing tonight, less about your story, I kind of said it, but more about the how-to, like, how in the heck did you do this? Like, what did you do that I and others had never figured out? Like, what made this happen? Share that.
Okay. So the first thing that I did was try the product, like the product, want to share the product. So I use social media. I made videos on TikToks and I shared the videos, and I made a couple a day. I mean, I was on fire. I was excited. I wanted to share. So I just would make a video, and then I would sell drops. I was buying them so fast. I kind of look back and I'm like, gosh, I had all these people joining under me. The first week that I joined, I probably signed up 10 people. And when I first heard about the product and y'all came over to my house, I'm like, okay, if I can just get 10 people in a year, I'm doing good. And I had like 10 people in a week. And I was like, oh my goodness. So I just feel like just through the social media platform, and then, it just kind of took off. Like, people started talking. I would sell a box of drops at the bank. Lady would come out, I would pull up in the parking lot, and I'd drive away, and she'd say, hey, I got 3 more ladies that want drops. Do you have them? I'd turn the car around and go back to the bank, and here they come. I mean, I would just meet at the Piggly Wiggly in another neighboring town, and I have women in the car just getting in line to buy drops. And that's, it was a lot of word of mouth, because when they learned about the drops, like me, they wanted to share how happy they were and how they were working. And that's basically all I did, was share and talk. That's it.
So Robin, observing you, one thing you did different that I had taught or done was, instead of using smart links, you initially started buying a 4-pack until you discovered the 10-pack. Then you switched over to a 10-pack. So you buy everything in bulk. And for those that don't understand that, a 10-pack is $870. It's on your website. You place that on a personally sponsored and your ultimate that's been there less than 28 days. You'll get 150 back. So that drops it down to $720 plus shipping and tax. You've got about $800 or $80 a box in it. Retails at $176. You've been selling about $135-ish, but you post on all 3 platforms: Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. But talk us through that now. Like, tell us, you post, what do they do? How do you convert? Like, walk us through, like, because there's a lot of people that have posted, but there ain't a lot of people that sold 500 boxes in 90 days.
Okay, so I like to use TikTok as my first. I like to video on TikTok because they have the filters and the music and all the backgrounds and stuff like that. So TikTok is primarily used for video. Then I do my hashtags, and I've sold several on TikTok with the hashtag weight loss, natural, homeopathic, just skinny drops. All these little hashtags that you use makes people who are doing searches, when they're staying up all night on their phone, they can find the product. So I've sold several through TikTok to perfect strangers. Hey, tell me more. Hey, I want to buy these. So I did that. And then I would share those videos over to my Instagram and my Facebook. And, that's basically just sharing and explaining. Like I did a little draw out with a notebook paper and pencil. And I'm just like, okay, I want to show y'all how to do it. And I didn't start out with the transformation pack. I wanted my team to start out making money, not using products, which there's nothing against it. You got to try the products to sell the products. But I wanted to have one product, not 100. That's just me personally. I felt like I could do better pushing one product. I'm an advocate for health. I'm an advocate for fitness. I'm an advocate for, being healthy and having a healthy weight. So the drops just fit so perfectly in a platform that I was already promoting. I had a gym for women. I was helping women train them, give them exercises. So when the drops came into play, that was just perfect for me because it was already something that I was already sharing. I just didn't have a product to go with it. So once I got the product to go with it, it just took off.
So me observing again, and I told you this now a couple of times, one of the things that you did different than anybody I'd ever seen is you got on one product, because the more information and the more choices you give people, the less decision they make.
Right.
The second thing I saw you do was you posted relentlessly. You still threw in your family and things to keep the algorithms right, but you are working the social media platform is hard. It's work. It doesn't just happen because you make a post and check back in a week later. This is a lot of energy that goes into it. But the third thing I saw you do, and this is what really, in my opinion, one of the things that exploded you is you really checked on your customers, and you would text them and ask them how they were. And they would text you back and say, haven't lost weight yet, but I'm sleeping better. Haven't lost weight yet, but I have energy. Lost my first 3 pounds. I don't have hot flashes. I've lost 5 pounds. I haven't lost weight, but my pants are fitting better. It didn't matter what they said. You screenshotted and you posted. And even I, knowing everything, was just drawn to it. I was like, oh my gosh, the evidence is overwhelming here. So allude on that. Like, what gave you that insight?
Well, I genuinely care for the people. And one of the things that I tell my people, and this has happened a few times in the several hundred, these are not working. My friend, the airline pilot, this is junk. I wasted my money. I said, hold on just a minute. Tell me what you ate yesterday. Well, I cooked some pasta and I had some bread. I said, no. There's nothing going to work with you eating like that. And he was mad and he was aggravated. And I like to coach them through it when they tell me that it's not working. It's a challenge for me to make it work. So I love it. I love the challenge. We're going to get to the bottom of it. Are you drinking your water? Are you sleeping? You got to sleep. That's when you lose weight. That's when everything magical happens, is when you're sleeping. So I just like to drill them with questions, and they understand I'm not being nosy. I'm not being in your business. But in order for us to make the product work for you, you have to tell me what's going on. So once I start asking them, they'll come back 3 or 4 days later. Oh my gosh, thank you. I've lost 2 pounds. You were right, and things like that. So I do like to check on them. And then again, I like to share what they tell me, because that next person who's a little bit reluctant about spending that money, they read that and they're like, wow, this is such and such. I know him. I used to work with her. I went to school with him. And it just took off because these are honest people that they know.
Hey, Todd, I just wanted to jump in because there was one thing I wanted Robin to share that I thought was so impactful, and especially with the retail sales. And Robin, hopefully you remember sharing this on stage in Destin. But I love the organic way that she approaches strangers. I don't think any of us would feel very comfortable just walking up to somebody in the grocery store saying, hey, would you like to lose weight? Here, what about some drops? None of us, I don't know that I'd want to be approached that way, right? But Robin, I remember you shared that you went into a boutique and you were trying on all these clothes and you felt like, pretty woman. And the sales ladies came over and you said, oh, well, I've just lost all this weight. I have to buy a whole new wardrobe. And of course, the ladies are like, wait, well, what are you doing? And you were able to pull those drops right out of your bag. I think you said you made 2 sales right then and there. I love the organic way that you brought it up. I love that you had them with you, because chances are if you would have left a card, the moment would have passed and you might not have heard back. But I love that example.
Thank you. Yes, I even, the lady said, she was the owner. She says, "Oh my gosh, do you have some with you?" I said, "Absolutely. Let me go to my car. I bring them in." "No, I want you to stay here and watch me take these. I want to do it right. I want to lose weight like you've done." And that's just, I feel like I share, like you said, but not in a way that's going to insult. I just find a way to bring it up. I was in Dillard's in Pensacola. A lady's talking to me. "Oh, I love your shoes. I love your outfit. Where did you buy this, that, and the other?" I said, "Oh, I got it in West Palm." She says, "Oh my gosh, do you have a card?" I said, "I have a boutique. Here's my card. I got to tell you this. This is my Skinny Drops card." And I was like, "I sell these drops and I've sold 500. And she wanted those drops. She drove from Pensacola 2 hours to my boutique to buy drops because she wanted them that bad.
So just so everyone would know, Robin also now is probably over 300 brand partners in her business. And at least 290 of those are customers first that then made the switch over to become a brand partner after they had success. Really easy with that world because, it's how would you like to get the same discount I get and maybe even make money or get them for free? And that's what Robin was talking about. She doesn't start people with self-consumption packs. She starts them with a 4-pack, the Lifeboat pack. I think Dr. Ginger created that about 6 or 7 years ago. 4 boxes of drops, you sell 3, use 1, and you're in business, and it's totally free, and your box of drops is free. So Misty, if we can, whoever's in control tonight, let's go ahead and get Misty Isis, Kristen, Doyle, and Sherry Key up. That way I can go to each one. But next, stay with us, Robin, because we're going to come back. But Misty Isis was one of those customers. So Misty, I want you to tell us what made you buy. And then, by the way, Misty's already sold right at 200 boxes. Also, I could have 25 people probably at this point on her team that sold 25, 250, 200 boxes, but none of them, they're so far now along the road, they don't remember how many they've sold. But Misty is one of them. So Misty, tell us why you bought, and then we'll go from there.
Well, I saw a post that actually a friend of Robin's, it's actually her sister-in-law, posted, Heather. And so she posted it, and I saw, and she said Robin was selling them. And I'm like, I know Robin, I go to church with her parents. So I'm going to text her and ask her if this is legit. So I texted Robin and I'm like, I just need the lowdown. Do they really work? I've been trying, and she says, girl, they work. I couldn't lose this last 10 pounds. I've lost 14. They are the crap. So I said, okay, sign me I said, order me a box. And luckily, like, this is the instant gratification. And I say, Jesus loves me, because she literally had a box the very next day that I could get, because she had some coming in, and I was able to get them the very next day. So that was beautiful. But it was a post from Facebook.
And then Misty, you've been in other companies without real success on product or real success financially. So what did you do? How have you sold now almost 200 boxes of drops?
Well, once I lost weight, I knew the product worked, so I wanted to get behind it. So I told Robin, I said, sign me up, whatever I had to do. I didn't even see a presentation. I just knew if the product worked this well, I wanted to be a part of it, because I wanted to help other women that were my age that were struggling, trying to lose weight, just like I was. And so, all I really do, if there's not really any system to it, I just share my results. And I think through my experience in network marketing, I've developed a trust of the people that follow me. And so they see me. And when I say this product works, they trust me. They believe that what I'm telling them is true. And then I show my results, and it's like, whoa, that's Misty's stomach. That picture, that's really her belly. Look at the changes that it's made in her in just like under 2 months. And then I shared, screenshots, because once people started taking them, I was getting getting text messages like crazy. I've lost 2 more pounds this morning. Oh my gosh, I don't even want to eat. I don't want sugar anymore. What's going on with me? And it was constant. So I would just screenshot those too constantly. And I was just uploading them, and people just, they trust, when they trust in something, when they can believe in something, they're going to buy it. The product sells itself. We just have to tell people what it does.
So Misty, you were one of the early ones, and you did sell on Smart Links in the beginning, and you quickly realized you were missing a ton of money in sales.
Yes,
so
I
switched
did.
over to what all the other girls were doing and buying in bulk. So if you and Robin both would tell everybody real quick how you collect money.
Okay. So I started out doing the 4-packs, and then I quickly moved up to the 10-packs. And I first started taking Venmo, PayPal, Cash App, Zelle, and cash, of course. And I've always trusted people. I've probably had people owe me $1,000 in 5 or 6 days. Nobody ever stood me up with that cash. They come through, they want them drops, and they've always paid me when they said, can I pay you in cash? I say yes. So then after, several weeks passed, I'm like, dang, I've had so many people tell me I just want them, but I can't afford them. I can't pay that much money at one time because of my bills. So I said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to come up with a payment plan. So I came up with the Afterpay. They can make 4 payments interest-free every 2 weeks of $34. I do this through Square, and I send them a link, and they pay $34 the first time I buy, and then 2 weeks later, $34 until they've got it paid off. But the good thing about it is I get my money the minute they make that first payment of $34. I get all of it. So that's between them and Square. And I noticed that the first time I started doing that, I had a $1,000 in sales with Afterpay the month of April.
So with my experience, Kristine, one of the things that's made this group fly is they made money so quickly. I mean, these girls have all made between $1,000 to $2,000 to $3,000, some of them in a week or two, cash, not in our pay plan yet. I'm just talking about like cash. It's
In
their
your
money.
pocket,
It's like
in
going
your
into
pocket
their,
that day. Yeah.
they got it that day. So Misty, share a little bit about that. When you flipped from selling with smart links, because you were a networker, you're one of the few that had a little bit of experience, but you're like, I ain't making the kind of money they're making, and you switched over, and share what happened.
Well, the reason I did it that way is because I didn't want to handle product, because one of the companies I was with before, we did the whole pre-sale thing, but I didn't want to handle the product because deep down in my soul, I don't want to sell product. I want to build a business. And that's kind of what was at my heart. And so I'm like, I'll just sell them this way. Well, then I started realizing, okay, well, this is all going toward my ultimate. So I'm not getting the retail off of it. And if I'd done it this way, I could get the retail and it go to my ultimate. And I'm like, well, dadnabbit. So I learned the hard way, but now I know how to tell my people to do it so that, at least get you to ultimate. And smart links are great when people live way far off, but when you're selling to your local people, it's really easy to, just hand it out of the trunk of your car, like the Avon lady.
So we're going to bring in 2 more ladies, and these 2 ladies truly are some of the smartest people in our company. They've both been a part of the company for a long time. Kristen, from an athletic performance standpoint and a nutritional standpoint, she's one of the smartest people I know in and out of the company. She's a genius on how different things affect the body. She tracks the data. And she's always sold about $1,000 profit or maybe a little bit more a month out of her gym. And she has done some social media. Sherry is a part of the Next 56-Day group over there in North Carolina. They have changed thousands of lives with their 8-week program. They send people through and teach them how to read food labels and make a difference, get rid of their blood sugar, all those kinds of things. But Sherry nor Kristen, although they both made great money through the years, they had never made the kind of money these girls were making. Like, these girls are making stupid money, especially for the amount of time they've been in. They haven't gotten started yet. So everybody's not coachable. A lot of people will ask me how they do it, but then they never hear what I say. They just keep on doing the same thing. These 2 girls actually listened when they asked. I was like, this is what they're doing. So we're going to go back and forth, but Kristen, you got to meet all the girls, or not all of them, but you met 14 of them for a couple of days. And I've watched you on social media. Everything has changed. And what you're doing on social media is driving sales now in your gym. And I think you've signed up maybe 10 brand partners this week. So go ahead and share, Kristen.
Yeah. So when I originally started retailing, obviously I started a gym 6 years ago, and I knew I wanted product in there because what's a gym without selling supplements and some protein powder, right? So I obviously incorporated this line, and because it's all I'd ever used for the past, since 2013. This is the company I've gone with for all of my products. So I wanted to put it in, and I literally put it all in. And so normally you'd think that's a good thing because I have all these options. People can come shop with me. I had the vitamins, the minerals, the Vinali, the omegas, you name it. But you're right. you end up explaining too many products, and then I literally want to throw the kitchen sink at everybody because I think everybody needs to take everything we offer, like I do. My cabinet is full of all of it, but I do realize now, in the past few months, too much is too much on the front end, and offering 2 to 3 products. Obviously, Robin says she's stuck with the drops. My baby is MOA, so I was just going to be team MOA, but I've got to have Renew. So those are my 2 that I go hard in. And if people have questions about something else, I know we can offer it, but those are my 2 products that I now push. It's all you will ever see me putting on social media now. I used to do it all. It was the greens, it was the protein powder, it was why you need to take Vinali, it was why you need to take CoQ10. And it's really overwhelming to people who don't know enough. So that would be my one tip, is to narrow down what your market is and what you know, what you're passionate about. Robin's is skinny drops, mine's MOA and Renew. So that's where I go. When people talk to me, they know I'm authentic because I really believe in it. So when I do a social media post, it is genuine because I really believe in it. So it's an easier sell for me than saying you need to get on a calcium. I absolutely think everybody should be on our Magna Cal D, but me getting you to get on Magna Cal D versus skinny drops is a harder sell. So that's where my switch has been. And social media, I've just created TikTok, and I'm almost embarrassed for people to follow me because I don't know what I'm doing. I just put something up and wish for the best. And then I try to share it as well. And it does
You were
work.
saying that that's now driving your new social media, focusing on that is now driving the sales inside your gym besides the sales that are occurring there.
Yeah, people will walk in and say, what's that blue packet you now drink? I know you've been drinking the white one, because I walk around the gym and drink a MOA after I get done working out, right? But they don't see me drink Renew. What's that blue packet? I think I need to try it now. And then I had another girl today. She's actually a gym owner that's literally 2 buildings down from me. We're messaging back and forth. And by the way, Todd, I'll need you tomorrow at 1:00 for her. But it is like, she says, I need to know what that pouch is. So now, she's someone that looks like is my competition, but now I get to team up with her. So now it's not, it really is, the opportunity just keeps flooding. If you make it genuine and you make it believable and you make it look honest and it's not pushy, you just be yourself. And that's really all I can say about how I changed the switch with mine.
Then Sherry Keye maybe is the most powerful story of all, because Sherry was really successful here. I mean, she's made a lot of money, and they have a program called the Next 56 Days. They've got cookbooks with all of our approved foods. You can buy those from Sherry. Sherry has a physical nutrition store where they sell every ingredient in that nutrition store to allow people to make brownies, pizza, candy, whatever they want to make. She just has all the ingredients to do it with. Almond flour instead of regular flour, all those kinds of things. She has an online presence. I buy from her all the time. And Sherry, you're welcome to give that out tonight for giving us your information. But Sherry came to Florida and she asked me, will you please go out to eat with me and teach me what they're doing? I want to make way more than I'm making. And I said, I absolutely will. Again, I would be guilty of this too. When you get good at something, it's hard to listen to something new. But Sherry did. Like I'm always going to her because she's got the answers. But she listened, and she sells the drops at $176 true retail. She's buying at $80, selling at $176. But now listen to this very carefully. She had sold approximately 25 boxes of drops in her nutrition store since she opened it. It just wasn't one of her big sellers, and she didn't promote it. It's a high ticket item. You don't walk into a nutrition store and want to walk out with a $176 purchase. But she listened. She studied their post. She mimicked it. And Sherry Keye sold 200 boxes of Slenderize at $176 in 2 weeks from the day she implemented. So turn it over to you, Sherry.
Thanks, Todd. So yeah, my story looks a lot different. Like Todd said, I opened my health food store about 5 years ago, as a direct result of getting involved with the Next 56 Days. My personal transformation happened 8 years ago. So I don't have the big results in the present, but I have them, you know, all the way back. And the really cool thing is that I've been coaching. I've coached close to 500 people in the last 6 years since I actually took the step to coach, helping them with their nutrition. And our program is built around all of these products. And so when I opened the store, kind of like what Kristen was talking about, like I had all, and I still do have all the different products. The unique thing is because our program was built around them, I did have people come in and seeking those. So I still sell them all very well. But the Slenderize, even though it's a gateway product for our nutrition program, sitting on the shelf in my store, like Todd said, I mean, I might have sold 25 boxes, maybe that might actually be a stretch, over the last 5 years. But the momentum for me started shifting and building last year in Destin in 22. I just started paying a little bit more attention to what was happening with Partner Co. and some people that were successful in Orlando. I was there again, just kind of paying attention, really listening, you know, tuning in to what people were doing. But Destin 23 was the huge shift. And I did, you know, ask Todd and Ashley, hey, I really want to talk about this. Ken Bailey, you know, has just been incredible mentor as well too. And the thing is I've asked them the same questions over and over again, but I'm going to continue to probably still do that until I understand everything. But I, you know, was able to really talk through, and Todd had his yellow legal pad and he's drawing stuff out and trying to help us understand. And I'm listening to Robin. I'm really tuned into Robin and some of these folks that were just doing incredible things I had never seen in the whole 6 years that I had been a part as a brand partner. And I just knew that I could do that. It just didn't make sense that I wouldn't be able to. And so for me, the difference was, again, these are products that I had been selling in my store for 5 years. But on May the 9th, I made a post. I did a TikTok or a reel. I don't even remember which one. I'm kind of like Kristen. I'm not like super confident about all that yet. I want to get better at it. But I did one 1st of May or end of April, and it was okay. I mean, it got a little bit of interest, but it was the post that I made on May the 9th. I had just gotten home from the gym from a run that morning. I did not have a stitch of makeup on. Hair was pulled back, you know, sweaty t-shirt, and I held up the drops, and all I said was, I'm trying something new. These worked for me 8 years ago. I need to drop about 5 pounds. Anybody else interested in doing the same? So it was just really real. You know, I didn't do anything fancy. It wasn't a perfect picture. It was just real. And at that point, people just started asking for information. You know, I am known in my community as the person to go to for health and nutrition. I realize that sets me apart a little bit. The really great thing is that people do trust me. Robin used the word advocate. You know, I do feel like that, you know, that's how I see myself as well too in my community. So it wasn't hard for people to want to hear what I had to say about the drops, but I focused on the drops, and then I created excitement. The term FOMO, fear of missing out. All of a sudden there was FOMO everywhere. People were afraid if they didn't get these drops, they were missing out on something incredible. For me, and you know, the algorithms on Facebook, those posts, anybody who comments, you like those comments, you reply to those comments. The way I teach my team is when somebody comments on your Facebook page, that's like them speaking to you. You would never have somebody speak to you and you not speak back. So anybody who comments on a Facebook post, you comment back. You let them know that you're aware that they've commented, that you appreciate it, you acknowledge it. And then next level, I also go to the likes and the loves, you know, where you do the thumbs up and all this stuff. And I have a set text that just says, thanks for liking or loving my post. If you're interested in in information about the drops, just let me know. Because I realize that's a different level. If they've just hit the like or love button, you know, they're a little bit engaged. I feel like that's more of a wave, as opposed to somebody speaking, but it's still engagement. And so it's still my responsibility to let them know that I have seen them and I appreciate them, because they are helping me in my business, and keeping my algorithms up. So that's super important as well too. But it just really was about building momentum and building FOMO. People just, the more people ask me for information, the more, and I never put the information on the post, never, ever, ever put information on the post. That creates more interest from people to ask me for the information. So if somebody says information, please, I reply information on the way. And then I go into Messenger. I had a set text that I put into my notes, because when you are sending 400 and 500 messages within a couple of days, you have to have that so that you can do that easily. And so I had messages. I took my links directly from my tools, so that it had my direct links on there, not smart links, but my links to the information. And I picked out the tools that I wanted to use, which links, and I set those up in notes, and I just copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste, copy, paste over and over and over again. And then I had my next set of notes when they asked, because I didn't include the price. The first thing I do is get them the nutrition information, because I think that's super important when you're talking about supplements. So people who are really looking for clean supplements, good supplements, they're going to be looking at those ingredients. So I get that information first. I put a testimony video behind it. That way they can see somebody who's had results. And then I wait. I just wait for them to ask me the price. And then I have a set text that I come in and give them the price. I do sell them at $176. And I know that we're kind of all over the place with, you know, different thought processes with that, but I've sold them in my store. All of my supplements, Partner Co supplements, are at full retail in my store. So for me, I would rather start out with the 176. And then if I decide that I want to offer a discount or a promo code to somebody, I still call it a promo code. If I give them a discount, even face to face, then that gives me that room. So for me, that works really well, gives me a higher profit margin. It doesn't work for everybody, and I know every area is a little bit different, but the supplements already have earned their reputation in my area. So I'm not having to prove to anybody that this is a good company and good supplements. So it's easy for me to sell them at full retail.
You give us the math real quick. Once you implemented what you've just gone through, your profit is about $90 a box, and you sold about 200 in 2 weeks.
So by the time, you know, I buy in the 10 packs as well. By the time you add tax, and I know it's different for every, you know, every state. For me, by the time we have our tax and shipping, I end up paying about $94 a box. So if I have a $76 or 176, then obviously I'm getting.
Does that include the 150 you get back though? Because you're getting 150 back. Are you counting that?
I'm just talking about the retail profit. Just the retail profit. So $82 retail profit per box. And you mentioned 200, but I'm about 150 is where I'm at right now. So 150 times 82 is about $12,000 in retail profit. So that doesn't include any of my commission. That's a whole separate thing, because I can't remember if the girls mentioned, you know, the game changer is when you understand that instead of buying those 10-pack of drops on your own account, as you're bringing these new brand partners in, all of a sudden you start placing these orders under your new brand partners. That helps them get their business level up to ultimate really, really fast. Plus you get 30% commission back. So you're making that 30% back. So then your commission looks really great. You're helping your brand partner get their business level raised. And so it's just like wins all over the place. But yeah, retail profit on 150 boxes at 176 is about $12,000.
So what you just said there, because I'm a business guy, like I'm building a team around the world. That's what I do 24 hours a day. It's my DNA. So that was where this thing went viral in my mind, because Robin's team now has about 300 brand partners. She's made way over 50,000 total income, but 25,000 in the pay plan with zero experience in network marketing. She's never been to but one meeting the whole time she's been signed up. This is not a home party or whatever she's doing.
Yeah,
It's
I'm watching Robin. She's my hero right now. So I'm paying attention to her.
it's only retail customers converting over to brand partners, and it's all being done with Zooms. Between Ash and I bet we do 20 Zooms a day just on their team. It's unbelievable. But here's the part that I want the builders on this call to understand. If Robin has 300 people on her team, 298 of them are ultimate, because they have their system now that everybody knows they're placing orders, because that's where they maximize their paycheck. And what it's done is driven everybody's paycheck faster than anybody's ever been able to do in the company before that doesn't come with experience or our team. I'm talking about brand new people. They ain't got nobody they're bringing. They signed up just like we did, and their paychecks are just flying because of that system. That is what, I mean, if you get anything tonight, that's why we've abandoned smart links and all those things, because it creates that synergy. And it's going to take a minute. Like, all this is not going to happen overnight. It takes a while to get all this built in.
And it takes a little extra effort with the retail sales too. I think we have to be really transparent about that, because it's real easy to send a smart link. You send it, and then your customer does the ordering and all that. When you're retail selling, obviously you have to get the product. You have to organize the drop or the ship or whatever. So there is a little extra effort put in it, but I'm pretty sure $12,000 in, a short period of time makes it worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say a lot of extra effort. You four girls work your butts off.
Yeah.
Like, that's one of the big secrets. I mean, it's like, I like on social media, doing what you just explained you got to do is extremely time consuming. So this is not a lottery ticket. These girls work hard. So Kristen, I'm going to turn it back over to you. If you want to ask any of the girls, and I'll kind of chime out. That way, anything you want to add in or they want to add, I'll get out of the way.
Well, I just
ahead,
have to
Kristine.
say that my phone has been blowing up. I can't even keep up with all the messages on my phone. We may need to plan a special training day or maybe a workshop at the conference, because I think this is phenomenal. I love that not only has this been successful with new people entering the business, or Todd, like you said, people that don't have past network experience, but also for people like Sherry, who've been in this game for a long time and is finding success, like Kristen that is finding success. So I am just so grateful for every single one of you. I love all your stories. I got a lot of questions, but I did get one question that maybe I'd love to just have a couple of you ask. What is your hook, or what is your question to convert them from a customer to a brand partner? For those of you that are successfully doing that.
I can answer my part real fast, because I actually had problems with that. Because I realized I was not selling, as Sherry said, she sells her drops at 176. I was retailing my products a little bit too low. So don't be afraid to ask for a higher price. So that way you can convert them over to the brand partner, even if it's just because they want to get the 30% discount. Yes.
I want to interject something there, because I was in Jackson, Tennessee with Kristen, and I was explaining that to Kristen, and she really balked on me. She was like, no, these are my customers. They come to my gym. They pay me this. I don't want to do that. I'm saying, but then you have less leverage, because remember, a customer is not here for business. They're here for the product. So you can't just tell them they're going to make money. That is not going to convert. So what they do is they share, listen, you can buy this at a discount like I do. You can maybe sell a few and make enough money that yours is free. That's what converts a customer, not making $1 million or residual income or all that kind of stuff. Those actually repel them and make them run away from you. So Kristen she didn't listen that day. I don't know what converted her, but when she raised the price, that gave her then the power to use the system.
Yes, very true. I fought with him for a bit on that, but then I decided to try his methods and it's working. So should have listened quite a bit longer ago.
I love that. Does anybody else have a different answer to that question of how do you convert them from the customer to the brand partner?
So I will tell you, if you go to Anthony Moreland's YouTube channel, because Robin she's so good at it, she doesn't even know what she does. Like, we've all learned from her. Listen, this is not my credit. She did it all. But what happened was, because Robin does not work the business because she has no time. She's a very busy lady. She has 2 daughters that have epilepsy. She can never leave their side. She has a real life. She has a lot of obstacles, like crazy obstacles in her way. So what she did early on was, when she got positive feedback, she just turned those numbers over to my wife, Ashley, and Kim Gray. And they went around her and set up 2-on-1 Zoom. So if you want to know what's said, go to Anthony Moreland's website. There's a 5-minute conversion video of Ashley Antley and Ashley Rowland. And there's a 5-minute conversion video with Ashley Rowland and Robin Perrone. So obviously when it's a Zoom, which we usually do live because you're able to interact and answer questions, but there will be what they say.
Oh my gosh, this is fantastic. And I'm getting comment after comment. My phone is blowing up that we want a special training on this, Todd. I'm going to get with you on that. I think that this is so just incredible. And I think that I love seeing success, and each one of you are just truly blowing it up. And I want to just kind of bring this full circle, Todd, because we started out this year with our Catalyst Challenge promotion. It was unlike any other promotion ever of Catalyst. What does that mean? Being an impact for change. And I just want everyone to know that none of this there wouldn't have been a Robin, there wouldn't have been a Walt, there wouldn't had we not had the Catalyst challenge, right, Todd?
Yeah, Walt, who led us to Robin, was bulldozing my land. If I was already plenty busy, I mean, I would not have recruited Walt. I was looking for my 9. He gave me an open door the 3rd day we were standing there talking. And because, I mean, he just wasn't, I just wouldn't have done it that day. I can tell you right now. So
A big burly guy that was
never
in your yard.
Yeah, I just wouldn't. So yes, that Catalyst Club promotion, which told us all we had to go get 9 people. So I would encourage you, if you're in this for business, besides what you learned on retail sales, go find you 9 new people. You'll be amazed what will happen in your business. Instead of trying to push dead wood, go find 9 brand new people. I don't care who they are, where they're from, what their capabilities you think might be. You just will be amazed.
And not only this being an example of the Catalyst, but Todd, also, you mentioned it, being an example of don't ever judge a book by its cover. And I just think it's such a phenomenal story. So I just want to thank each and every one of you. Todd, I appreciate you. I appreciate your leadership and mentorship within our company. You are an absolute pleasure to partner with. We are so lucky. And I want to thank all of the ladies that were on with us tonight. I know we've got Sherry, we've got Kristen, we had Misty, we had Robin. I know Ashley Antley wanted to be on the call tonight.
Yeah, I've got to say one thing about Ashley Antley. And I don't know if Reese could go live, but Ashley, if you're a woman out there, and this can happen either direction, but Ashley signed up in our company and her husband was very unsupportive and voiced it, and he paid dearly. He ended up getting on the drops to try to repair the damage of what he said to her. Are you here, Reese?
Yeah, I'm here.
But tell everybody real quick, because you didn't know Ashley was making money. She's making real money here, like crazy money. But tell real quick what converted you, because Ashley and Reese now, like I said, they've signed up probably 25, maybe 30 brand partners now in the last 7 days, not to include who knows how many boxes of drops they've sold. I mean, they're right behind Robin in earnings. I mean, they're going to win their Tahiti trip too within probably it's going to take them about 150 days to do it. But Reese, tell the conversion to how a negative husband that's an analytical business guy with international business major running the largest strip company in Florida, what brought you on board?
Well, like you said, I was definitely unsupportive. I was definitely unsupportive. Ashley brought the drops home. She said, she started telling me about them. She told me about the business, and I just kind of laughed because she went down this road a couple of times before with different things. And I literally laughed at her. And as we say, with Ashley's, how that goes. So I paid dearly for laughing at her. A couple of weeks later, I said, I'll try the drops. And I did. I tried the drops. And I really didn't change my eating or anything like that either. Cause again, I wasn't very supportive, but I then started to lose weight and I started to notice my cravings change. And I was like, okay, okay, these products are legit. And then about a week later, Ashley says, we were talking about church ties and we were talking about, finances. And I was talking about a guitar I wanted. And she said, why don't you go get that guitar? And I was like, we got bills to pay this week and whatever. She said, no, I'll cover it with my pay. I said, well, you didn't get paid. She gets paid every 2 weeks normally. And she came back and said, oh, it's just my partner.co paycheck, and I'm like, well, how much could you really be making? 30, 40 bucks? And she told me how much she made. I went and got my guitar. And from that point, I was like, can I sit down and talk with this Todd and Ashley? And then when they explained the pay plan and seeing what you could actually really do as a business, I was like, okay, let's do this thing. And it's been a blessing and it's been awesome. We've made good money and I don't think she's going to take me to Tahiti with her. I don't know that we'll hit the 2-person, but she'll get to go for sure. And Todd always reminds me, this is Ashley's business. You're just along for the ride.
Yeah. And Reese and Ashley signed up 90 days ago and they are, I think, either about 13th power rankers in North America. Robin has been number 1. I think she's number 2 right now. I think about 5 or 6 different people on their team are top 20 power rankers. That's how quickly they've moved. Sorry, I keep interjecting, Kristen. I'm down now.
Oh no. Oh my goodness. That was absolutely amazing. Like I said, Todd, you and I are going to have to get together because we definitely need to put together a training. Once again, I just want to thank everybody on this call. If you have questions or you're interested in a workshop, please reach out to me. And you guys, let's do this. And I think one of the biggest nuggets I got out of this was from Kristen White, where she's been doing this for a long time. She's a hard worker. She's had success, but the willingness to try something new. And I think we all need to do that. I know I can be stubborn in my ways. So try something new. You guys, thanks everybody. And we will see you right here. Oh, next week for the recognition call. I know we have 4th of July coming up. We're still going to do our recognition call. Our offices will be closed on the 4th of July, but they'll be open the day before and the day after. So we'll see you guys next week. Thanks, everybody.
Bye.